competition at the tight end position been so far early and over the summer there?
I mean, really, we got it exactly where we want it now, where you got big guys that can run, physical at the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, it's a three. I mean, CJ is a starter, but I mean, Greg and Riggs are just as good. So it's right where we want it to be.
How is CJ all the way healthy and fully?
Yeah, all the way. Out there physical today. We kept him out of spring ball just for precautionary reasons, but no, CJ's doing everything we need him to do.
Where do you want to see him improve the most this season?
A lot of people give him they saying well, why ain't he catching all these balls? He's doing what we asked him to do. If we tell him, okay, CJ, this is the week we need you to catch 4 or 5 balls, the game plan will do it. But he's such a good blocker and he's such a good pass protector that, he's if I want him to work on anything, it's just finishing and just, being more of a leader in the room. All the other stuff, I think he's really fine-tuning his game, and he's exactly, what you look for in an SEC tight end.
You mentioned, CJ, everybody wants him to catch more balls. And you saw the picture, you having some guys over your house, including some running backs, and I know
Yes.
the fullbacks are in your room as well.
Yes.
How much pride does that position to put the tight ends take in blocking as well in the run game?
Well, I think when I first recruited CJ, I told him, he caught 50-some balls in high school. I said, you got to learn to block, and if you learn to block, and I'm going to teach you that, then the sky's the limit for you. So he bought into being a blocker. The receiving part he already had to fine-tune some things, but he bought in being a blocker. And so, that's what I love about him. He's an all-around complete tight end.
How's he handling? I mean, he's been on a lot of lists and, the numbers that have come out. Is he dealing with, kind of pats on the back well?
He in my room, trust me, he gonna handle that very well. And he comes from a very solid family, mom and dad, both athletes. They won't let him, get to the point where he think he arrived. And I'm definitely ain't gonna let him get to the point where he think he arrived. So, he's what you look for in a player.
With Greg Hart, do you think he's kind of undervalued a little
Very.
bit right now?
Greg Hart is real good. I mean, we can be in 12 personnel, and it's like having another receiver on the field. Greg Hart, I recruited Greg Hart in Nebraska. Greg Hart is he's just as good as CJ. Trust me on that.
I saw the headline that you said that you were happy with Urban Meyer.
Yes.
Can you kind of explain what you meant by that?
Well, what I was saying about Urban was he's actually, we benefited from him recruiting nationally. So when I said I love him in a sense, also, Jim Tressel was a guy I knew a long time. He's from, coach at Youngstown State. And when he got to Ohio State, he was taking 12 to 15 guys a year in Ohio. So some of these guys you see here probably would have been at Ohio State because that's just something he did. He always recruited the top 20 in Ohio. So when I say about Urban and just elaborating on this, that I think Ohio State is such a national that they can go national. But you also got Ohio, which is the third producing state for football. So that's why a lot of Big Ten schools and a lot of SEC schools and ACC schools is in there now. So, I like where we at because we ain't going to always beat Ohio State. We may beat them on some, but a lot of kids, want to go there. But to me, I think Urban going nationally has really helped us. We benefited from that,
With your tight ends, are they all three playing from one spot, or can all three of them coexist?
They all three can coexist. Like I was telling somebody earlier, is that, CJ is a real good tight end, but I put the other two in there and wouldn't miss a beat. I mean, that's where we at now with our tight end position. I think Riggs got to come a little bit more, but them first two is, I can put either guy in there.